Hey Devin, Michelle here. I wanted to give you some feedback on your story. Um, I think you've done a lot of reporting, and I think it's pretty much all there, but I think you need to spend a little bit of time kind of massaging it and tweaking it a little bit so it's a little bit more readable. Um, a couple of things I noticed. I honestly think in trying to add the audio as multimedia, you've actually done a disservice to the story. Um, I feel like what they're saying in those clips actually needs to be in the story in written form. Um, Adding audio to a story usually is when you've got somebody really talking excitedly about something, or you want to give the reader some insight into the personality of the person. But in this case, it's just it's it's hard to read and comprehend the way you've done it. So I would if it's important enough to be in an audio, and it sounded like it was, I think it's important enough to be in the story. Um, would be my thought. Unless they were, you know, I'm trying to think of a situation where you might just have um, one of them talking about something in particular, that might be okay. But when they're talking about things that actually are part of the story, that are part of the explanation, you're just not going to get people to click on this, or they're going to be kind of scratching their head wondering why that isn't part of the story. Um, so I would rethink the way you did the audio. If there's something in particular that somebody said, or a topic, um, kind of a sidebar to all of this, that would be good for audio, but the way it's done right now I don't think works. Um, your video is good, except that it starts with narration where you're saying beer taps will be flowing next fall, and boy, if that's the case, we need to have that in the story. But I don't think that's the case unless there's something I'm not privy to. So that would need to be changed. So let's look at the story. And I'll share this with you in gradebook, in the gradebook on Blackboard. But I feel like, again, adding back in those explanations from the audio would help, maybe where I have questions about things. But I felt like uh, it just needs a little finessing. I've tried to give you some examples here. If you don't really understand, please let me know. And the other thing is, if you do want to see this published, I'm more than happy to work with you to get it published. Um, if you're going to be around next semester even, we can still work on it. I mean, there's no hard and fast deadline. I'm always happy to help students get published. So I've given you some examples of kind of things that I'm not clear on, things that I think could be clearer. I kind of moved things around. So when you were talking about communication, I kind of moved that up before you get to, some of the issues, which actually look like maybe there's just two. What is the benefit of selling alcohol and monitoring alcohol? Um, so those are my suggestions. If you have any questions on the comments, which will be on Blackboard, let me know. Those would be the things I think that need to be worked on. But good story idea. I think you had a really good idea, and I think the concept was good. It's just kind of tweaking it so that it makes a lot more sense. So let me know if you have any questions, Devin. Appreciate all your hard work and attentiveness this semester, and have a great break.